tale of the bamboo cutter, a horror on old Japanese folklore. The discovery: the bamboo cutter found the glowing stalk on a night when even insects refused to sing. The moon was swollen, too large, too close, and every bamboo shadow pointed toward him like accusing fingers. When he split the stalk, the light inside pulsed. The thing curled within was shaped like a girl, but wrong in ways he could not name. Her skin was a luminescent pallor that made his eyes water, and her tiny body twitched as though adjusting to the gravity of this world. When she opened her eyes, they were not human eyes at all, just two pale moons, unblinking. His wife screamed when she saw the creature. Kaguya blinked, and the scream died in her throat, not because she calmed, but because something in the girl stole the breath right out of her. "I am small now," the girl said, her voice like a distant echo, "so I will not frighten you." She grew after that, too fast, too gracefully, too silently. The miraculous wealth. As the years withered away, the bamboo cutter's fortune rose with terrifying speed. Treasure spilled from the stalks he cut, coins as cold as corpses, jewels that twitched like living eyes. He brought them home, hands shaking, convinced that if he stopped, the forest would swallow him whole. Kaguya watched him with an expression both tender and hungry. Yet the land around them began to spoil. Animals fled the groves. Children sickened with fevers that made them mutter her name. The moonlight grew brighter every night, bleached and unnatural, as if it were watching. In their home, Kaguya often stood motionless for hours, her face turned upward, whispering to the sky in a language that made her parents' ears bleed. They loved her regardless. Love is the most defenseless form of madness. The suitors and impossible tasks. Kaguya's beauty devoured the minds of those who saw her. Men dreamed of her, dreams so vivid they woke screaming or laughing, unable to tell which emotion was theirs anymore. Her suitors arrived half insane, trembling with desire that felt more like possession. But Kaguya demanded impossible things: the bow that burns the soul, the robe woven from the dying breaths of fire rats, the jewel that pulses in a dragon's throat like a second heart. The suitors obeyed because her voice, soft and silvery, coiled around their thoughts like a noose. Some returned empty-handed, without their sanity. Others returned changed, limbs twisted, eyes that glowed faintly with moonlight. She rejected them all. Her tears stained the floor with patterns resembling lunar craters, perfect, symmetrical, and deeply wrong. The truth revealed. At last, she told her parents the truth. "I am from the moon," she said. "I ran as I discovered the secret of my people, a truth that can hollow out a mind." They begged to know what she had seen. She smiled. It was the first time her smile looked alive. It was feral, ecstatic. "I saw beneath the moon's skin." She found a vault woven from radiant matter, where holographic strands stretched in infinite directions. Every strand contained a life, not just the lives people lived, but the lives they could have lived. The moon recorded every choice made or unmade, every forked path, every unlived future. And in the center was a single glowing thread, her own, unraveling into infinite branches. She tugged on one, and for a moment, she lived a dozen versions of herself simultaneously. It shattered something in her, expanded something else. When she tried to explain, her people were angered because she had become something not quite singular anymore. She exiled herself to the blue marble of Earth, knowing she was hunted for extinction. No individual should know the futures of a life not lived. That night, the moon grew so large it seemed ready to crush the world. Dogs howled until their throats tore. Children woke screaming with no memory why. Kaguya's body grew brighter, thinner, almost transparent, like something burning away its disguise. Her mother began to lose her sight from looking at her too long. Her father stopped sleeping altogether. The ending. They came on a column of moonlight, but the light was not pure. It crawled, veined with black strands like roots or tendrils. The beings who descended were not shaped like men. They had limbs where limbs shouldn't be, and their masks were featureless, except for mouths carved too wide, filled with teeth that clicked in unison. They came for her. The Emperor's men fled, bleeding from their noses. Even the Emperor himself fell prostrate, whispering prayers to a god he no longer fully believed in. Kaguya stepped toward the beings, her body unraveling into white flame. Her parents clung to her, their hands blistering instantly. "I loved you," she whispered, "but my love is a curse, a wound, and wounds must be closed." The moonlight lashed out, gentle as silk, deadly as an execution, and tore her from their grasp. She rose screaming, not in fear, but in release, her voice echoing like 1,000 overlapping whispers. Then she vanished, snapped into the sky as if reeled in by some colossal, unseen predator. The beam collapsed. In the silence that followed, the bamboo groves withered, turning to ash. Her parents aged 20 years in a single night. The Emperor wrote her letters for decades. Each time he burned one, the smoke curled upward unnaturally, always drifting toward the moon. But the moon never answered. Some nights, though, he swore he saw her face on its surface, smiling, hungry, watching in agony. Nothing beautiful is harmless. Sometimes the other world is not so benevolent. And everything that descends from the heavens eventually returns, taking pieces of us with it. Kaguya was not a visitor. She was a reminder.